please express to us what the cultural jewelry, if that's the right word, represents around your chest, and especially this powerful staff that you hold in your hand.
Yes, sir. Alrighty. One, as Marcus Garvey says in African fundamentalism, he says we can minds create, and whatever you, as much as you want in creation, you can have through the active intelligence of your own mind. If you concentrate on being the ruler, you will be the ruler. It's basically what it is. When we see our fellow brothers and our sisters, we are not slaves, we are not boys, we are kings and queens and monarchs, right? My expression of us being monarch, I'm not a king, I'm an emperor. And the emperor has these are called vestments. Vestments was bestowed upon monarchs upon reaching the throne and getting the crown and all of this, right? So this represents me as the chief or as the paramount chief, the emperor, the Mansa. I'm Mansa Musa the second, right? These rings that you're focusing on, this small one is called conquest, all right? And this one is called empire. And according to the legend set up by it, these names, the names that I've called these set are the positronic white dwarf star fragment rings.
Wait, say that one more time.
The positronic white dwarf star fragment rings. Antimatter. On my hand. And it has a copper wire nebula around it, according to legend. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I believe in the real Black Panthers. I appreciate Marvel Comics rendition with Chad Boseman and all that. But however, I say, fuck Wakanda. I know that sounds bad to a lot of people. But the reality is you have Huey Newton, you have Bobby Seale, you have Eldridge Cleaver, you have Fred Hampton Sr., you have Fred Hampton Jr., you have Bunchy Carter, you have a whole lot of freedom fighters who paid for their life, and they're the real Black Panthers. So when you honor a comic book in the fictional land, I have to say, what kind of bullshit is that? Right? The people.
And about the
the staff. This here, or sometimes I trip up and call it my staff. This is not my staff. This is my rod.
Okay.
This is my war club, but it's an ensouled war club. It's an extension of my soul as a soul. Talks like Freddy Krueger. I call him Black Bow. And my attribute, like to being the king of the king, this is my lightning bow. Black bow. All right, I'll give you the symbology on it in a minute. If I don't walk with it like that, I kill it like that, like a lightning bolt. It's a snake spirit rod. Monarchs have a rod and a staff. My staff is elsewhere. I have a caduceus this high, and this is my rod, right? Now, as far as what everything means, if you want the explanation, I'll explain it to you. I'm gonna just have to give it to you. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 crowns. These represent crowns. Those are crowns, representative of crowns. Right? Mm-hmm. This is pyrite. This is a titanium something or peacock ore, and those got their certain attributes. This is the flag of Mauritania, Moors. This is a protection symbol. This here is its own piece I call the Eye of the Storm, and it has its own crown as the chief jewel on my staff. Here is what I call the Bermuda Triangle Pyramid Stone, Mr. Things on it. This here is a West African symbol of protection. This here is a Kenyan man and a woman and child in the womb. So it's protection of the black man, woman, and child, the black family, right? This comes off as the coat of arms I seen from Kenya. And I'm adding the lions down there to it too. Then here, this is the elephant. I put the elephant on there because of Shaka Zulu. His epithet was the great elephant, right? You got these things with lions, but even lions don't mess with the elephant. That's the real king of the jungle, right? On the back, this right here is this represents an angel or an ancestor, and he got the first drum or the first messenger. So he's defending. I got to fix my stuff. I got to repair it. This represents lightning. I fixes it. Lightning here coming here, lightning coming from up there, and this is the little tempest funnel. The snake wraps around it, holding the storm. This here represents my clique, the Thundercats. The sword. There you go. You got red tiger's eye, and the sword, thunder. We come with that thunder. This is the opposite pole energy. This is the whirlwind pyramid stone, opposite energy, and it got a whole thing. The staff in Africa, or the rod in Africa. This is the seal of Solomon, and the rod and the staff of Africa. It has to do with chief, importance, clan. That's also the talking stick or whatever like that. That's the different parts of Africa that the staff has to do. The elder, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, right? Now, its particular shape, I found out later, is what's called a snake spirit snake. Due to a certain tribe in West Africa, that their animal deity is the snake. So it's a little thing grow out like that. But they got all kinds of these things growing all kinds. You can get that. It's a natural thing. The basic point where I got from this was I was reading about a book. I read, not a book, two articles. One was about world monarchs and what makes them powerful and worth a net. After it said the land, the first thing it said was heirlooms, right? Things that you
First
can.
thing it said was what?
After the first thing it said was the real estate, their land. But after it mentioned real estate, the next thing it mentioned was their heirlooms, or things that their heirs can inherit from them. A painting, jewelry, a crown. And if they preserve it and pass it through the generation, it appreciates or gains more value. So the idea came to me to get something from nothing and make it, preserve it, and make it more valuable. Hopefully my children can pass this down and it gets, more valuable. Right? You may have an expert say, well, this certain type of wood from this era and this makes it all worth more. And the secret is if you get something and make it valuable, the secret is to never ever sell it. Because once you sell it, they got your worth and you don't got it no more. And you can keep it by just maintaining the worth in the family. Right? That's where that came. The next thing came from the different resources. It represents the different resources that Africa got. You know what I'm saying? That's Africa's rich in resources. We've heard many stories about that before, right? So that's ultimately what it means. As a monarch, I wanted my rod to, reflect my soul on my imperial. You know what I'm saying? I'm the emperor. I'm not royal, I'm imperial. Right? So that's ultimately what it is. We already know what red, black, and green means. The red for the blood of the people, black for the people, and green for the land. Ultimately is what it means, and the rest represents the gold and the vast resources Africa has. I'm everything that Black thought is. If it's part of Black liberation ideology, I subscribe to it. If it's for the betterment and improvement of the race and better improvement of oppressed peoples, I follow it and adhere to it. It ain't one way to equal come with an equation of 10. You can subtract, add, or divide, and still come with 10. And you still gonna get the same conclusion. And the conclusion we're looking for is liberation and freedom. This is the tail end after Juneteenth last week, where we had the celebration where Black people, who were the oppressed people and the poster boy of oppression, even in this age for other people's movements, found out that they were finally liberated in 1865. And the 4th of July 4th, 1776, most Black people, all Black people, their Black asses was in chains and you wasn't free. So you shouldn't be popping fireworks celebrating European freedom when you were enslaved. And to celebrate 4th of July and not celebrate Juneteenth, it's idiotic. It's idiot optimism. It's retarded. That's retarded. And that is, I ain't trying to offend any of, that's retarded to do that. So if there's anything else you want from me, I'm trying to give it to you. All I got is Black power and bubble gum, and I ran out of bubble gum. So you know what you need.